Everybody, we are back. This is Excel 10 Minute Leaders Live. My name is Graham Brown, joined today in the virtual studio by Gail Swift, all the way from Las Vegas. Gail, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's so great to be here.
It's great to have you here. So, we've got 10 minutes together to learn a bit about you and your craft, if you like, and what you talk about, your journey. Are you ready?
I am. Yes.
Let's do this. Okay, so 10 minutes starts now. Gail Swift, what does it say on your business card?
I honestly feel like I'm on a game show right now.
You
There's a
are.
buzzer somewhere okay. Your pattern predicts your path is on my business card.
What does that mean?
That means that you and I are both born with a pattern of taking action, and that pattern determines your route or your path as an adult.
And what does the pattern mean? Is that karma? Is it some past life?
So the
What?
path is all about conation. It's the third part of the mind. So there's cognitive, affective, which is your personality, and then conative is instincts. And instincts on their own just kind of sit there. They don't do anything until you ignite them. And you ignite them by putting them into action or putting them into a state of having to decide what to do. So when you're sitting on the couch and you're doing nothing, then you get a thought. You're like, I think I'm going to mow the lawn. And then you want to because the grass is long. And so you get up, and as soon as you get up off the couch and you begin mowing the lawn, you do it in a certain way that is unique to you. That's what I mean about a pattern. And it deals with information or systems or risk or your need to get your hands on the environment. And based on this pattern, you'll determine if people are into the details or not, if people need to get their hands on the environment or they don't, if people need to take risk in business and life, or if they keep things pretty stable, or if everyone has a place for something, or if there's stuffs all over the place. That's all conative, and that you're born with and you cannot change over time.
So, with this knowledge, what can I actually do with it? How will it actually impact me and the people around me?
When you know what it is, and you can know at the early age of 3, you can know as early as 3 years old, but when you know what it is, how it can impact you is by sitting in it and trying not to make it different. So many people try and make their natural grain different. So, for example, if millionaires have racked their head against a wall because they've tried to take care of the details for 50 years and it hasn't worked, and they've had health problems or lost their family, and that's because they're not meant to. They're not naturally wired, and so they need to hire it out. So this tells you flat out how you need help and who you need around you to bring up and emphasize your gifts. So, for example, my sweet spot is just going out and seeing people or talking in front of groups. And so I have people around me, assistants, to help me make appointments so I can do what I do best. And I don't have to do what goes against my grain.
So, are you suggesting that a lot of people are doing things which maybe are in some ways counterproductive, even destructive to their
Absolutely.
outcomes
Yes.
because they're looking at maybe media narratives about how I should behave, and
Media,
therefore,
teachers, parents, anyone
yeah.
they feel is of any value or worthwhile, they may be listening to them over themselves.
And what makes you good at this? Why are you good at understanding this in other people? What's your superpower, Gail?
I knew my pattern in 1991, and I've been trained in this. I've been working with it legally for the last 6 years. Kathy Colby was the one who developed the algorithm in 1987, and I got certified to use it 6 years ago. And about 4 years ago, I was certified to use it with youth. Graham, my superpower is the exact thing that everyone tried to squelch early on. And I would say that is my boldness and directness, but now it's with love instead of I'm out for my best interest. It's everyone else's best interest. So I use my gifts and I don't try and hide them. I'm bold and I'm brave and I do things that are kind of scary and I don't apologize for it. That's a difference. I used to feel bad about it and think, oh, was that too harmful? Was that too bold? Was that too blunt? And I don't do that anymore. So my superpower is identifying that and bringing that out in others so they can stand firm in how they work.
Now, how do you find that in other people?
It's a test. It's a 36 question forced choice assessment. So most likely, least likely, it takes about 20 minutes and it can be done online. It's a link. And then after it's finished, I go through one session or 10 sessions and help them live into that way of working, which they already do. It's just never been on black and white paper. They've never seen it before.
When you talk to people about this and about your work, your craft, what you believe in and how you impact people, what is often the thing that they get most wrong about it?
Well, I've had an accountant very plainly say, well, this isn't right because I build houses on the weekend. He doesn't have a need to get his hands on the environment. It's the last line of the report that told me that. And I said, absolutely, you build houses on the weekend. Are you getting paid to build those houses? He'd say, no, I could take as long as I want. So the difference is leisure. When you're not striving, you're not going to see your pattern for taking action. It only happens when you're striving. So as an accountant, he had a perfect MO, a perfect way of working. So that sometimes is the confusion where people will think because they do something on the weekend that this test then is invalid. Kathy Colby did a 20-year retest reliability study. I was part of it. And out of all of the modes of behavior, they were within 94 to 96% of where they were 20 years ago with the people that took it. So you're born with it and it doesn't change over time.
Okay. So I know this is a bit of an ambush question, but in the interest of time, I want to give you 2 minutes of the floor to teach us something that would positively impact our lives, could be impact our business, it could be our personal lives, relationships, career, whatever. But with 2 minutes, what change could you make, if at all possible?
If you are in charge of anybody, if you're a boss or if you're a parent and you have kids, get this test done so you can stop fighting against what is not going to change and focus on what will change. Save your energy for the things that you can make a difference with. But when you fight against something that's innate, you're banging your head against a wall and it's not going to happen. So identify it as soon as you can.
What for you personally then has been some of those revelations that you found? What have people found when they've done this that they didn't know beforehand?
When I knew this in 1991 for the first time, it was the first time someone told me that I didn't need to finish everything I started. I could have many projects going and I didn't need to finish everything. It was the first time I was told that I'm an idea machine. So I can go into a place and they can say, Gail, what's a title or what's a theme for this? And within minutes, I can come up with 20 ideas. That's me in my lane, and no one had told me that before. It came across as my inability to focus or my lack of being able to sit still or concentrate, and I jump around. And that's a benefit. That's a benefit now that I did not believe was a benefit before. That's what knowing my MO has taught me for sure.
Fascinating. That's Gail Swift, everybody. Gail, where do we go to find out more about you?
I triple dog dare anyone to give me a call. So hopefully you can put my phone number in the notes. And the second way is my email.
You want to share that now?
Absolutely. It's Gail@planstoprospercoaching.com.
Excellent. Gail Swift, everybody. and she's put the details out there if you want to get in contact with her. Gail, thank you so much for coming on the show today and sharing a little bit of your world and your craft and your journey.
Thank you, Graham. Thank you.